Oh. Just vacuum. Looks like I got another call from that same dermatologist office, and they have an issue with calling my phone right around this time during the day. I don't know who's at the office. Maybe Brian Lamoureux or Megan, but don't call my phone. You know, the other really weird thing is I plugged my phone into the wall, like when I was in my little cubicle there, and every time I plug it phone into the wall and I'd look at like at houses on my phone, like certain houses, the same girl would come over and stand right by me, like with her phone right there, to make it look like it was her looking at those. Nice. So let's step it out. So as soon as I'd plug it off the wall or like unplug it from my phone, like the charger itself from inside the place, then they would take off. And then, like, if I turned it off live, then they would, like, start these conversations that were, like, right next to where I'm at. So it sounded like that's what was going on in my room. When they were talking, like, over on the side, she wanted the phone to hear that. She was, like, in a cubicle behind me. They were like, yeah, we had to take her blood sample because they're from this other lady and walk it down to another place to get tested. So I actually had an IV inserted in me. I didn't have my blood drawn. I know you guys don't know what those big words mean or anything, but and then she was like, oh, do you want me to go ahead and cut your band off before you leave? But see, every time they've done something, it's like, so they poked me with a needle last time I was there and didn't give me my medicine. And they know I'm telling everybody it. So then she was like, well, can you take your name? I'll take it. So they take my name band with my numbers on it, my name band. And I was like, oh, I saved those. I'll bring it home with me. I'm pretty sure you probably put that bracelet on someone's arm in the next room and show the video of it saying Heather and then take their blood. That was like Harvey Weinstein's plan, you know, when they were using those like fake rooms as hospitals to kill me. I like get on there and take a shower. Like I'll record myself taking a shower, and then he'll go in the car and be like, this car needs a bath." Just like he was like, "You could use my you could be a guest on my daughter's membership to Planet Fitness." I was like, "That was my membership." So it's not that I'm not going to the gym. It's that they wouldn't take my payment at Planet Fitness. And I said, fuck. They were like, "I'm sorry, but we're going to have to overdraft your bank account before we can take a payment." I said, "The fuck you're not overdrafting my fucking bank account." On purpose. Because I went to go deposit money in my account at Huntington. And they wouldn't let me deposit any into my account. They sent it back through the tube. Did you know they went behind the counter even? And my check for $2,500 from Social Security or whatever, they just kept it. It's like a paparazzi bank. Yeah, I'll do it together though. He told me he was taking me to Planet Fitness, but in the car he would make it sound like I was going to the club. Because that's what they always say when they were talking about going to the yacht club. Like, yeah, we'll meet at the club, meet at the club. So, he made it sound like Planet Fitness was the club. And that's where I was paying my membership to. Because they were stealing my money. Because I sued them. Remember? Now they just try and kill me. That's all. That's all they call it. And then he was running around trying to find ways to ruin my bank accounts. Myers was involved. The members on that board there, the board members at Hackney Hospital, you know when they carried me upside down and hid me in a room and didn't give me my prescriptions and poked me with needles and tried to take my diamond belt. Did you know they did that there? Did you know when doctors closed down Gary, they were sending our paychecks back through the tube because there was no money in the account to cash them, so we couldn't cash our paychecks. And I remember saying that, and I don't remember what bank we were going to, but that was why she thought it was funny to like send that money back through the tube. Only I was depositing money into my bank account that they just fucking embezzled $2,500 from on the corner of 28th Street in Lincolnshire. I think Fifth Third Jerry might have had his hands in on that somehow. I mean, seeming how I'm missing a whole fucking deposit that was directly deposited into a Fifth Third account, and I'm missing it. When I get my printouts from there, they sign the bottom like Brian Lamro or like, I don't know, that faggot Anthony, like people like that, like faggots. derogatory term when I say it, because actually one of my best friends was gay when I was growing up, so I never had issues with that. When I say it like, because I'm trying not to say fuck, because if I say fuck, then you can keep my account.
On her ratings, and Roseanne is a supporter of this president, and he had a core base that watched her. But an issue is, what does the president think? And some are cringing to see what his thoughts really are with this, because it can either ramp up this divide or it can calm it. You know, I think back to Bill Clinton. You know, this is one of those teachable moments. Valerie Jarrett talked about that yesterday, but this is one of those teachable moments on race. How will the president handle it? Will he rise to the occasion, or will he fall?
Well, let me play a clip, Charlie Dent. This is Valerie Jarrett, that she was attacked by Roseanne and basically compared to being an egg. Listen to how she responded.
Well, first of all, I think we have to turn it into a teaching moment. I'm fine. I'm worried about all the people out there who don't have a circle of friends and followers who come right to their defense. The person who's walking down the street, minding their own business, and they see somebody cling to their purse or want to cross the street. Those ordinary examples of racism that happen every single day.
And she says the tone starts at the top. That seemed to be a suggestion that the president may at least partially be responsible for some of this. What's your reaction?
Well, I think that Valerie Jarrett responded with class and with dignity. It's really unfortunate. The president had an opportunity here to make a statement and maybe partially redeem himself for the botched response to Charlottesville. I think this is really unfortunate. But the good news in this is the way the corporate community has stood up, not just on this issue, ABC and Sanofi, the maker of Ambien, but other companies too have stood up. Look at Starbucks after the unfortunate incident in Philadelphia, North Carolina companies after the bathroom law and all that occurred there. And a lot of the companies are standing up with inclusive messages, while Washington remains very tribal and divided, appealing to bases. So I think really this is a lost opportunity for the president.
She also tweeted in April that she feels bad for the president because she says he goes through this all the time. What she's going through.
Well, the president gets a lot of heat for the things that he says. Sometimes they're unfounded, sometimes just out of the box. But then, other people get it. As a journalist, this weekend Fox News put out something crazy about me and it was not true. And I had people calling me gorilla, calling me Planet of the Apes. This is what happens. And Roseanne Barr said things. I don't know what happened to her. We don't know what happened to her, why she did this. But she put herself in a position, sitting in that lofty perch, to go out and make those kinds of statements to someone who did not provoke it. Why? I'm wondering if she was trying to do a DM, a direct message on Twitter to someone, and she made a mistake. It just boggles my mind. But she also said it before about Susan Rice, and she talked about our Jewish brothers and sisters too. And she grabbed her crotch before. She is unhinged.
Well, Charlie, I'm sure it's not going to happen. But if you had your way, what would you like to see the president do about all this?
I think the president ought to stand up and just condemn it for what it is. This is a racist comment, and he should just simply call it out as such. The same way he should have done the same thing on Charlottesville. I mean, that's really the simple response. I mean, we should just condemn this type of thing when we see it. Roseanne Barr, as April's pointed out, she's kind of bizarre. I mean, she had, remember she had given that, she did that rendition of the national anthem years ago. I'm trying to forget, it was awful. And she did other things too. She's a bizarre person, and and she makes these statements, the president just needs to condemn it. It's really not that hard to do. I remember at the time of Charlottesville, the CEO of Merck, Ken Frazier, a friend of mine, stood up. He's an African American, by the way, CEO, stood up and withdrew from the president's advisory council, I think, on manufacturing and protest. And so I think the president really needs to stand up and try to unite the American people and not play to these divisions.
Charlie, that April Ryan, guys, a good discussion. Thanks to both of you for joining us. There's other important news we're following, including a stunning twist. A Russian journalist faking his own death as part of a sting operation to catch suspected assassins. It's an incredible story. We'll share it with you. That's coming.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula available. It's clinically proven to work on fine lines and wrinkles. 1 week? That definitely works. Rapid Wrinkle Repair. And for dark spots, Rapid Tone Repair. Neutrogena. See what's possible.
I feel a great deal of urgency.
I think keep going and make a difference.
At some point, we're going to be able to beat ALS.
Because life is amazing.
So I am hoping for a cure. I want this to be a reality.
It was kind of early when I started. Thank you. I'm finishing my salad. I'll probably make my picture big.